we have a say, so you can go and you can say, well, the police hurt me, or like if you've been killed, someone has to do it for you. But nothing will happen because someone that got beaten up by the police in front of his house, he had no say. So there's always two police men and they're like backing up each other. In Zurich it happened to me, one policeman was making me stumble down the staircase. Some other one was destroying my keys. I had keys with me, so he just made them broken. I mean, so that they were going in a bend, and like this, then of course it wouldn't work anymore. So yeah, you know where my hate is coming from. They really kind of get the highest salary, and they do the most stupid thing in Switzerland. They don't treat people good. So yeah, but to me it's like, yeah. Then the other, so I told you about the resetting, I told you about the nut incident. Well, it was an accident, you know, I got a kind of an inflammation, and I'm resetting, like the computer LibreOffice now resetting, and the nuts and the prison. So these things happened today. So yeah, I'm like, ah! In that mood. I have to shake it off and scream it off, you know, to get well and kind of sane again. But that's the good thing about not having to deal with those orons anymore, because, you know, if I say, yeah, guilty, do, and if my house owner will come and say, well, now you're guilty, we need to give you the sack. I'm telling her, well, living legally doesn't have anything to do with what you do. Like, even gangsters need to live somewhere. She told me, if you ever get sued, we're gonna give you the sack. And I go like, yeah. But now, if she comes, I'm telling her, well, you can pay for that. And otherwise, you can pay for the moving of my stuff to some place, like all across Switzerland. Yes, as soon as I find something, I'm telling you. So you pay. Or then, just don't bother me with that anymore, because it's not legal in Switzerland. You know, I'm firm on these legal issues, because I knew when she told me that she's wrong, kind of threatening me with that, because you cannot, as a house owner, talk personally to people and then be the legal kind of face for the contract. That's two different things. Like if she talks to me in private, she can go, so yeah, I can tell her, yeah, privately you can tell me so. And you'd prefer this and that and whatever, but legally it doesn't touch me. I'm not moving, because, as I told you, legally, it's not in the contract ever. It's not legal to put in a contract even that you don't, get to live there anymore as soon as you do this or that, because you signed the contract and it's about a use of a house. It's not about how you behave around this house, unless you cause troubles, like, you know, you're dirty or you're loud or you're kind of so she will have to start collecting reasons to give me the sack, like to go like the other house owners did before. Like some Oron went like just really, they have then to invent reasons that then, after twice writing you a letter to warn you, then they can give you the sack. So she has to warn me first and go, yeah, you're not doing this or that right. And in there she cannot use that reason, you're a criminal. She cannot. Because if I then say, okay, I'll go to the judge, not the judge for these criminal stuffs, the judge for house owning stuffs, that one will say, well, that's no reason, and she knows that. So she will have to come up with something now, like really wait for me to do something wrong or kind of to invent something. Then twice she can do so, like, you know, we inform you to not do this and that anymore, or we have to give you the sack. And then when she has done so twice, then she can go and say, well, now that we have informed you twice about not doing this or that, we're still in distress and now we want to give you the sack. So then I go, okay, you can. I'm not owning that much, so I won't pay the rent for 2 months. So I will have that money that I gave her as a deposit already. So I'm not harmed money-wise. And then the other thing is, since I don't own that much, I just put everything into my backpacks and move, you know. It's as easy as that. I just go somewhere else, like find someone that would take my stuff and store them, and then I can be homeless, or like, you know, travel, be homeless, do whatever. The money from the government I still get, because that one is parted. Half is for living and half is for me having a rent. I mean, one is for the rent, the house, and one is for me, for living. So yeah, I still have enough money to live in Switzerland, enough to live wherever. So I really don't worry, because, you know, I wrote these 2 books, they're out, and now it's really just about finding a gallery. I wrote to like 20 galleries in New York, because I want them to send me a flight ticket, and then also, you know, to be able to have once shown my stuff over there and sell it and then get rid of it, so that I can be even freer. So they won't do that freely, but in Switzerland it's even more difficult, because I wrote to a few galleries and they would just go like, you know, oh yeah, another Swiss. But if you are a Swiss and you want to do your exhibition in New York, that's much better. It could work easier than doing it in Switzerland, because the Swiss are like, yeah, you know, you don't count too much in your own country, as saying goes. So that's why I'm doing it like this. And then I really don't own that much. It's just clothes, a few things in my bathroom, a few things in my kitchen, the art, and that's it. A few things in my office and the computer. You know, the 2 computers. Like, one of them now I can really throw away, because I tried to install Libre on there and it wouldn't work. Office works, but Office, like OpenOffice, is not dealing properly with my pictures. So if I have files with a lot of pictures, that one just, you know, shows that they all have left off for LibreOffice. So yeah, that one is for sure. So when I get home today, I will do a video about the whole conversation I had about that LibreOffice. So yeah, they're not helping me. Usually when there is a computer problem, you don't need any help. A forum has already answered this question. You read the correct answers to your correctly asked question and the problem is solved. But now that it wasn't solved, people started, like one that was, you know, advertising another office suite, asked me questions about why I was erasing everything. Yeah, well, that doesn't solve my question. Could you please just stick to, you know, answering my question, or then not spam this forum? Actually, I should have written. But he was like, you know, you will have to go onto Google Docs. Yeah, that's what I said myself. And even the troubleshooter he mentioned, I was mentioning myself before. So there was no help. So I want to show that in a video. So I'm doing that. And yeah, some woman that's about has been working for the police and now is kind of in Germany advertising about the narcissistic abuse issue, put my book onto her page, and even there people come asking her, why is it so expensive? Will it even ever be out on an ebook? Will there be a audible book, a audiobook out? So I told her, well, questions like this stem from people that do not Google. You can Google, there is no ebook. If there is, it'll be on the internet, and you can be sure there is never going to be one. But in 50 years, I told her, she can tell her people, I will put it onto YouTube. Like when I'm on my boat, I will have my big books with me, and I will be, going back and forth in my boat, sailing in the Seychellen Sea, and I will be reading it out for the internet, rather than talk about, I'm here on the Seychelles and there is this and that nice animals and blah blah blah. That one everyone does. It doesn't have something unique to it. Everyone can do that. Show the fish and show the nature and show this and that. But to hand out something private that only me and I can contribute to this world, that one only me, I can do. So I should do it. If I'm not doing it, it's like, hey, you're wasting your life. You're not being as individual as you could be. So yeah, today was a kind of not such a nice day, but I always have to go saying, I don't have to go to prison for 11 days. I don't have to, it's just 2 days, so it's an adventure. So I don't have to really suffer. And also, if it were, I could also start going there and do sports, exercise and this and that, and just not eat. Have it, as a real exercise intermezzo. Because now I've been fasting for like a week, and then now I had these nuts and stuff, but now I was on the toilet, and that one I don't digest too well. So I'm like, maybe I'm happy to do some more detox, because last time in prison I was jumping up and down and dancing for 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day. So then I was washing myself, and then I was doing some stomach stuff for 20 minutes. That one was it, yeah. And this time I will be in a cell with someone, probably. They don't have like private cells for everyone, but if they do, even better, because me being autistic, I'd love to be in an isolation chamber. And one other thing, I don't have to work, because in Switzerland, when you have to work off any money that you owe the government, that one is a different kind of a prison time you're doing than when you have like done something wrong, and now they say for doing this and that you get this and that many days. Now it's just for this and that I have done, I get, the punishment is 200 Swiss francs. So if I don't want to pay those 200 Swiss francs, then that one gets turned into a prison punishment. So that's something different. I don't have to go working with those Arons. So like putting things into envelopes and stuff. I can stay in my prison cell and listen to the radio or whatever, talk to the other ones, or I'll see, And if I don't like it in that one very cell, I will just, ring the bell as often as possible, and then be asking for this and that from my belongings, and then they will go like, yeah,